Hello everyone, welcome to CoinDesk Turkey's exclusive interview. Today I have the pleasure to host Rachel Conlan. Rachel, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Rachel, you are the global CMO for the Binance and you just recently appointed, so kudos for that. And let's start with the Web3 environment. So we have been talking a lot about the developments in the Web3 recently. So what's your take about the general picture in Web3?
I think we have an enormous potential and opportunity in Web3, and it's one of the reasons I've been drawn to this industry, 3 years ago. The major reason being the penetration. We're really, if you look at the global industry, we're only at 5% penetration globally. I know obviously here in Turkey, it's at 12%, so I think there's a lot we can learn around how to get people to embrace. But really it's such a vibrant ecosystem that's really in such a nascent stage of its growth, and there's so much opportunity for us to bring it into the mainstream and encourage more mainstream adoption.
Right. We have been seeing a lot going around, but when we look at the last couple of months or a year or two, we have been seeing some scrutiny in the eyes of the regulators, for instance, regarding the crypto companies and Web3 companies. So how does Binance adapt to this paradigm shift?
Look, Binance is the biggest crypto and blockchain company globally. We have 150 million users. We're number one in majority of markets. And one of the main reasons I joined Binance was because of its commitment to compliance and its commitment to regulation. We have over 18 licenses globally and more to come in very exciting jurisdictions with huge potential. I'm a big advocate for regulation. I think compliance is necessary to ensure user security and safety. And I'm very proud to say at Binance, it's an area that the leadership team has been investing in aggressively. We have over 700 strong compliance officers that are at the forefront of dealing with user issues. And additionally, we've invested over 80 million in the infrastructure to support it. That's a large figure, but I presume you could double that to ensure it was perfect. So, I think for us, it's very important to have compliance. That's what's going to facilitate more mainstream adoption, and it's something that we're very committed to.
Right. Can you just dig down a little bit on that? Because as much as I remember from the press release, one of the priorities that you will be taking will be including more and more people in the Web3 space, or bringing more and more people to the Web3 space. So what will be your priorities as the global CMO?
I was set the mere task by our leadership team of trying to bring in 1 billion users. I know I'm not going to be doing that single-handedly. I'm very lucky to have a 6,000 strong team to support that. Sure. But if we go back to the question at hand, we at Binance, as I mentioned, we have 150 million users, and we've been built by that community. And it's really been through grassroots projects, initiatives, meetups, social campaigns. Our commitment moving forward is to try and double down on that base, ensure we're supporting them, encouraging them, and educating them with the tools through things like Binance Academy that helps them go deeper, into the crypto journey and understand how they can unlock more potential. And in parallel to that, we're also going to be working on more mainstream global campaigns to invite more people in. I think for many people, I always use my father as my focus group. He's intrigued by the world, he's interested, but he definitely has a preconception about what crypto and what Web3 represents. So my challenge is to be able to demystify that for people like him who are avid, very they want trust and responsibility in the industry, and that's something that we'll be double downing on as a company.
Right. And also, let's focus on Turkey, because when we talk about Turkey, I know you are getting very much excited about that. So what's Turkey's role in Binance Global strategy?
I think, look, Turkey is one of the most exciting communities for crypto. And that's not just through the numbers. While you have incredible penetration, we know that's growing, month over month. And that's, with not just the crypto exchanges and people holding crypto, that also is the vibrant ecosystem here of startups, investments. It's very exciting. For us, Turkey represents a market where we can learn a lot. We can learn, and take insights from the user base here and how we can apply that to what are our global programs, what we need to be doing better. I think there's huge potential here still. And so it's a great test bed for new opportunities, and a great culinary destination as well. So I'm definitely very excited to be introducing a broader audience to Istanbul and the broader Turkish ecosystem.
Great, but as Turkey is a very globally integrated community in terms of crypto awareness and other things, also local touches are very important here in Turkey as well. So how do you plan to keep the delicate balance between integrating Turkey more to global Binance community, whereas keeping the local touch?
I'm confident in saying that we have one of the strongest local teams at Binance Turkey. And that's across our business, across our operations, across our marketing team. They keep me up to date on what are the market trends, what are the user insights, what are the product enhancements, and what are the services that the users require. So for me, it's very much a bottom-up approach to how we work with Turkey as a global marketing unit. Like my team in Central exists to service the local markets, and we learn a lot through the local research and insights in how we work. So whether that be what we're doing from a social impact perspective and different programs, both from a relief or from an education, or indeed what we're doing with our global partnerships and how we adapt them, to resonate within the Turkish market. It's finding that good balance. I always call it the word global. It's like thinking globally, but acting locally. And I think, Istanbul as a global crossroads is a perfect place to do that. Yeah.
Speaking of Istanbul, how do you see the Istanbul or Turkey's potential to be the hub in the region when it comes to crypto?
I think there's a huge I think you already are one of the main hubs. I don't think it's about becoming the hub. And that's really one of the reasons that we chose to host our upcoming Binance Blockchain Week here in November.
Something that I'm going to ask right now.
I'm very excited that we're going to be hosting Binance Blockchain Week in Istanbul on the 8th and 9th of November, and that really is about merging both the local community with the international Web3 community. And we have a super exciting agenda. I think 2,000 plus people that we're hosting for 2 days of a lot of education and a lot of knowledge sharing and insights, but also some fun as well, and good food again.
Tell us a little bit more about the Binance Blockchain Week. What will be the main theme and why is it important for you to have it in Istanbul?
Well, going back to my original task that I was set by the leadership when I first joined, we have a theme about empowering the next billion. And that's really about how do we, as not just Binance, but how do we as an industry and ecosystem work together in order to create the right initiatives, whether that be marketing or policy or products or services, how do we join together to ensure that we're inviting the next generation of users in?
Right. And also, as CoinDesk, we have been putting a lot of emphasis on creating impact, because one of the things that Web3 proposes is that creating more transparency, creating more equality. So when it comes to impact and impact investments, what's your take on this? So how do you plan to create more and more impact?
I'm very lucky as a recently named leader within a company that I've inherited an incredible ecosystem and infrastructure. So I work very closely with our Binance charity team on what is our philanthropic position, and that's something that is very close to the heart of our executive leadership team. I've been very impressed, before I joined Binance and when I see how it operates on the inside and the speed at which we respond from a relief perspective, where through the exchange and through simple drops, we're able to put crypto into the hands of people that really need it. And we've had some very strong examples, unfortunate examples, of course. My heart goes out to those affected, but in Turkey, in Morocco, in Libya recently. And then in addition to that, in parallel, apart from the relief social impact programs that we're looking at, we're really starting to dive into women in Web3. We're diving into the educational component. How do we unlock education for those people that may not get access to this in their own day-to-day? And that's why Binance Academy is such an important part of that. That's a free platform with which caters really for any user, depending on their journey and what stage of their journey they're at.
Last but not least, how do you see the upcoming couple of years? Because we have been seeing a huge transformation in the industry, and what kind of dynamics will be in play and what will be the Binance position in that?
I hope we'll be in a very positive and favorable position as Binance. To answer that question more clearly, this is a cycle. We are in a bear. We're going through a cycle at the moment. As you do in traditional finance, or we should do in crypto, during down times, you really build for what are the up times, and you really focus on enhancing your user experience, ensuring that you've got the right products, the right security, the right safety, and that's something that we at Binance as a company are very much focused on at the moment. And look, our position has always been about helping users to invest responsibly and to enter into this world in a way that's palatable for them. So that's a big focus area for us, whether we're inviting new users or educating those users who've been the OGs, as they're described, on how they can be capitalizing on this moment. So that's something that we're very much preparing for, but also ensuring that we've got the right tools and services in place at this moment.
Rachel, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. I look forward to seeing you at BBW in November.
See you there.